So everyone has installed Power BI desktop. Yeah. So this is the Power BI desktop. So Power BI is a BI business intelligence tool from Microsoft, right? So the interface will be more or less similar to Excel. So if you see, this is my ribbon where I'm seeing file, where you can have all the recent reports. You can go to open particular report, you can save, you can get data, import, export, go to options and settings. You can change any particular options. For example, if I go to options and settings, it will pop up and it will show me these many options. So as of now, this is not required because once you get a hang of Power BI, you understand the basics, then we can further drill down and understand each and everything, right? So if you go to home tab, you will have get data, right? This is similar to what there it is in Excel. So if you click on get data, you can have the common data sources. You can import the data directly from Excel workbook, from Power BI datasets, from data flows, Dataverse, SQL Server. So majorly all the organization have their data stored in SQL. That is a database where all the data is stored, right? So you can fetch data directly from SQL Server, analysis services. If you have CSV files, comma separated values files, you can select this and get that particular file. You can directly connect through the website. For example, if you want to crawl the website, let's say you want to fetch all the data, like let's say you want to fetch all the movie names from IMDb website. So IMDb website give the ratings to movies, right? So if you select web and go to imdb.com, you can crawl all the movies and you can have all the data set across over here, right? So this is how you have so many options. If I click more, it's taking time. Yeah, so you can have all the data sources here mentioned, like Oracle database, Teradata, MySQL database. So any data set, if you want to connect directly from SAP HANA, mostly organization have ERP as SAP HANA, right? This is cloud based. So SAP HANA also has a database. So if you want to connect directly with SAP HANA, you can do that. If you want to connect with Microsoft Dynamics, so you can do that from Snowflake as well. So all the data sets, it's very powerful. You can connect with any of them, right? So right now, I'll just show you how to connect with Excel. So I'll just click on Excel workbook, right? So this is my data, Excel session Meritt, right? So it will connect and it will show me all the sheets inside this Excel, right? I showcased you approach, then HR underscore dummy data, then objective. So I just want HR underscore dummy data. I want this data set, right? So I'll just select this and click load. And this data set will be loaded in my Power BI.
I got an error that says data in the preview has been truncated due to size limit.
That is not a problem. So it will be truncated in data view. You just need to
Achha,
load.
because I again the load button is not activated for me.
Can you show me?
Yeah.
So any one of you also facing the same error or everyone has loaded? So you can see this is the data which I'm getting here, right?
I just took over. Yeah, screen sharing.
Yeah. So select, you have to select tick mark. Yeah. Yeah. Now you will load.
All right.
Okay. So I'll just share back my screen. You can see the screen, right, everyone? So everyone has loaded the data set. Anyone who is facing the challenge?
I am facing the challenge.
Come again?
Yeah, I am facing the challenge, sir.
Please tell me what is the challenge?
I have loaded and the same window that is shown on the screen is coming, but this data is not coming.
No, it will come. You have to click right inside, click on HR_dummy data. So there are three tabs, report view, right? Then there is data view, then there is model view. So there are only three tabs, right? So if you click report view, this is where we are preparing the dashboard. So this is the blank space where we have to create any dashboard. So you can see these are my visualization options. For example, I have to create pie chart, right? I'll just click here, pie chart option is there. If I have to create a donut chart as well, so I'll just click there, and a donut chart option is also there. Let's say I want to create a stacked bar chart. So see, I just clicked and I have the options. All I need to do is I have to drag and drop the fields as well over here, right? So this is the playground, you can say. This is where we are preparing the sheets, right? And you can see this is my page one. So if you have to create a new page, you click on plus, the page two is there, then you create plus. You can create multiple pages, right? So this is my report view. So we are preparing report, that is why the name is report view. If I go to data view, so all the tables that we have in this Power BI, I will be shown the table names over here. Currently I have only one table name, that is HR_dummy data. So I have only one option. Here you can see the number of rows are 50,000. So it is shown over here. So this is so beautifully depicting each and everything, right? So this is my employee ID. If I click here, I will be shown all the IDs similar to Excel for this matter, right? So I have all the columns. So one more thing is, if I click on employee ID, I will be seeing the data type. What is the data type of this employee ID? This is whole number, right? Which is fine. So if I go to, let's say, date of birth, this is my data type as date. So if you want to change to any other data type, you can do that. You can select here, right? So currently this is perfect date data type, so I don't want to change that. Format you can change. Right now it is a long date. So let's say I want to change it to short. So I don't want to see March, I want to see 03. I'll click here. So my date of birth format will be changed, right? So this is how you will use or clean the data. So this is second. Third is model view. If you click here, so all the data tables which are here will be shown. And if you want to create the connections between the tables, then you have to work on this space. For example, you have dummy data, then you have other tables. If there is some connection between the two, then you will create the relationship between them, right? So again, that will be that can be covered later on. But first, I wanted to explain the basics.
So, Tikant, are we covering this? Are we covering this topic in this session only, the third option which you have shown?
I can explain you that as well. So if we have time and everyone is okay with that, so I can explain you.
Sure.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll explain the basics, like how to create the dashboards and everything, and then I'll go to complexity if time permits. Right. So again, going back to the ribbon in home, I covered get data. I clicked on Excel workbook to import the data. Right. Again, these are all data sources, so I just don't need to explain this. For example, if you want to create another table, simply like Excel, so you will click enter data. Right. For example, the column name is employee number. My employee number is 101. Right. Employee name is Ajay, let's say. So I just want to create a table like this, employee dummy, or you can say employee test, right? So I'll just click on load. So again, one more table will be created over here. So if I go back to the data view, you will see there are two tables, right? So this is what we prepared just now, one record only. So this is how you can add a table also if you want to have, if you have something which is not already there and you want to include that in your results, right? So now coming to transform data. So this is one of the most powerful thing. So if you have heard about Power Query, so that is used in Excel as well as Power BI. So it is used in both, right? So if I click on transform data, so it will redirect me to Power Query. This is one of the most powerful tool. If you want to do analysis, I think this is something which everyone needs to focus on. So if you see this table, right, and if you want to do any kind of analysis, you can do here. For example, let's say you have 50,000 records, right? 50,000 employees we have, and we want only the data where the name prefix is professor, let's say. So what I'll do is I just select only professor and click OK, right? And if I close and apply, my data set will be sliced to only the data which is including the professor, right? Currently I have 50,000, right? Let's say if I close this, close and apply, now you'll see only the name prefix with professor is coming. My records are crunched to 2,491 from 50,000. This is useful when you have large data sets and you want to work with limited data, right? So this is because now you have only 2,491 records. My space will also be taken less, right? For example, initially it was taking 1 GB. Now it will take, let's say, 700 MB of whatever. So we are reducing the space as well with this, but only if we don't want the data, right? So now going back to the transform data, and let's remove this step. Now again, I just want to show you one more beautiful thing. So all the applied steps will be shown over here, right? So last step was filtered rows, right? So if I click on this setting, this will show me what I did. I did keep rows where the name prefix is equal to professor, PORF dot, right? So I can delete this, then my data set will be back to all the data sets which we had initially. So let me just cross this. I have all the data with me, right? But again, if you have to use, you have to close and apply so that it is applied. If you close without applying, then it will automatically be default the way it was, right? So this is beautiful to understand what the steps have been applied so far and what are we doing next, right? And if you have to go back to any particular step, you can easily go, right? So let me just explain you this in brief. This is my new source. If you want to add any data, you can do that. So these are recent sources. Again, this is my enter data. So the way it was, this table was created, right? Then this is data source settings. So this is not required right now. And this is also not required. So now if I go back to this data, and let's say I have thousands of columns. Now I want to look for, let's say, gender. So one option is going right side and see for gender, right? But the best way is to click here, choose columns, go to column and select gender and double click over here. You will directly go to gender. You don't have to search in thousands of columns, right? So this is something that we have to work on. Let's say you don't want phone number, you don't want short date of week, you don't want this column. Let's say you don't want weight, this is not required. For example, we don't want father's name, mother's name. So what we can do is we can select them and remove columns. And if we want to remove other columns, we can select that as well. So for the timing, I'll just click remove columns. So those columns will be deleted and this step is recorded over here, right? So you can see which all columns or whichever step is there. So if I go to advanced editor, this is the coding that is applied. So here you will see whatever the steps are applied. You can see the source. I am getting this table from this space from my laptop, right? If I change the source, my data won't come, or some other data will come from that particular source, right? Now, let me just see the same steps we will be following. First is data cleaning. If we have to clean any particular column, then we will clean that column. Second step would be to data process. If we have to create the columns, we will create, and then we will do the processing. We do the analysis, right? So here you will see in gender, I have male, female, F and M, right? So how can you remove them? Right. So one option is replace all M with male, right? So what I can do is there are various options. So let me just see what we can do. What happens is if we click on replace value and if we replace M with male, this is not the right way because in male it will become male ALE, male. Let's see, because see male ALE because it is replacing male M of male also, right? So this is not the right way. Or you can do let's say click here, select F and M, right? Now you let's say replace values M with male. These things can be little tricky, but once you understand this, then this is very powerful for any kind of analysis. Let's say if I have to replace this with female. Right now, if I remove the filtered rows, again the same issue, right? Because it is replacing M with male everywhere. So now what we can do is same for replacing male ale, we can replace it with male, replace value. With male, right? And replace values. So these are some options. There are so many other ways. So I'm not going to complex answer of this because that will not be the right approach right now. Female, MLE, it should be female. So I'm just trying to explain how we can replace and we can change the data as per our needs, right? So now you will see all the data is male and female, right? So again, we have the data. Let me just go back to the dashboard and try to create the visuals. So that is the most interesting part, I guess. Right, so we have the same data set, 50,000 records, the way we were creating in Excel. So what I'll do is go to page 2. I'll just create this dashboard, right? Now, first of all, let's see department-wise sales. So let me just take the stacked bar chart. I'll select department. So if you, the first way is select department. If you drag like this, 1 second. First way is drag over the visual. This is one way, right? Second way is you can select department. It should go in y-axis. So you drag towards y-axis, right? Now it should be with salary. So I'll just search. So when there are so many columns, you can't just scroll and search. For that, the best way is to search if you know the column name and drag it to x-axis. So easily you're getting one chart, right? Here, if you want to change, format this visual, click here. It is format your visual, right? In x-axis, let's say these are my departments, so I don't want to change anything. Let me just create them bold. Let's say I want to make them in dark blue color, right? And title is fine. In x-axis, I don't want to keep 0 billion, 1 billion, 2 billion because that is not needed. So I'll just click it off and I'll remove the title as well. So go to title and click off. So once you click on title off, so this title has gone. So this is cleaner for me, right? Now, if you want to change add the data labels, click on. So I will get the data labels. Now for data labels, if I want to change it to the numbers, same numbers, click on value and display unit should be none. Currently it is auto, so it is giving me in billions. So let's say if I want to have the values in millions, I'll click millions. right? If I want this in thousands, so I'll click thousands. So values will come in thousands. Currently, let's say I want none. So no value, everything in this place. So currently, if you say, let me just keep it in focus mode. I can easily see department wise. Number one department is frame assembly, which is giving me this value. So it is tough to read this kind of value. So it is better to have comma separated values, right? So if I go to salary, there is one comma option. Display the values in this column with commas at 1000 separator. Click here. Right. So now it is easier to read, right? This is 2194 million 6,51,770. So this is easier. If you want to change it to, let's say, millions, and you can do that, right? Now, if you want to change the color of the bars, currently it is the blue color. You can change it to, let's say, light orange. You can change it to any color, right? Also, if you want to make the color according to some condition, let's say you want this color for all the values which are above 500 million, right? So above 500 should be top 4 bars. So from here, fx is conditional formatting. Over here, you have to change the value. So let's say if you want to make the rule for salary, right? So I want salary if it is greater than 500 million in number and less than, if this is the case, I want this to be, let's say, dark green. New rule is if it is greater than 0 but less than 500 million. Keep this. So this is how you can change. I have to check all the values if it is coming. So you can see the values are coming with the different conditions, right? Till QA financial final inspection, you're getting yellow. For AL phase and weld shop, I'm getting red, and for above 2 it is blue. So you can change as per the company's requirements to understand and make it more insightful, right? So this is one graph. And let's say if I want to understand gender wise, like total employees. So can you tell me how we can do that? Which visual will be more suitable?
Pie diagram. Pie
Come
chart.
again? Pie chart.
Pie
Perfect.
chart, sir.
Yeah, so this is pie chart. If you hover over it, you will see this is pie chart, right? So this is my visualization panel. If you see over here, right? So you will see here, I can have stack bar chart, column chart. I can have area chart. I can have line chart. I can have funnel. I can have waterfall chart. I can have pie chart as I'm using right now. This is my data card, right? So these are the visuals which we can use. So in pie chart, I want gender wise. I'll just click here, gender, and let's say I want employee count. So I'll take employee number, employee ID, right? So I will take count. So in general, it is distinct only, but to be on a safer side, we should always take count of distinct, right? So if you make it in focus mode, it is almost 50-50. You can say the count of employees from both male and female. Male is slightly higher with 50.37%, right? So this is what you can see from here. So any questions so far? I know this is slightly different if you have seen this for the first time, so it might be challenging, but if you have any question, I will be happy to address. All right. So one more thing I want to add is currently the visuals are not making like it. These are not very beautiful. Let me just add the border for them so that I'm getting some kind of dashboard feel. So what I'll do is go to general, in effects, right? Go to visual border, click on, right? Let me just make it default as dark blue, this theme color, right? Rounded corners, let's say it is 7, right? So now I'm getting this visual. If I want the same thing over here, I can go here again, go to format your visual, go to general, go to effects, go to visual border, click on, go to dark blue, decent colors, and rounded as 7. Right? So this is how we are creating the visuals. Let's say I want to add one more visual. I'll just copy paste. Right? Now I want any suggestion, which what KPI can I add over here? Looking into data set.
You can create one with age group.
Which group?
Age group.
Okay, age group. Great. So again, I have to add that over here. So age is in years, right? So let me just add this age group. So there is one option as data groups. So you can create a new data group from this, right? So if the name would be age groups, right? Group type would be bin. Let's say we can have a list also. No, I want bin. So in bin group type, the size of bin or number of bin. So how do you want it depends on that. Let's say the size of bin is minimum is 21. So from this data set, I can see the age, minimum age is 21, maximum age is 60, and bin size is 0.52. Let's say I want bin size as 10. Let's see what it will give. So what it is doing is for this age group, 1 second, age 43, 43.89, this is giving me 40. So if you want to round off, if you want to create rounded off values, so this is where we can use data groups, right? So if I want to edit, so bin size is 10. If you want to change the bin size from here, 20. So the difference between all of them would be 20, right? So again, I won't use this right now. Let me just delete this age group. I will use the standard if logic over here as well.
What would happen if we use the number of bin instead of size?
Yes, we can do that. So I wanted to explain this as well. So if you go over here, go to column tools and data groups and new data groups. So this will be, okay, this is on date of birth. Let me just select age. Age groups. So instead of using size, if I use number of bins, so minimum would be 21, maximum would be 60. Binning splits numeric or date time data by amount you specify. If I want to split in bin count should be like what, 5? Let's say it is 5. So now for this age, let's see what age it is. Age 43.89, I'm getting 36.6. So this is not required as of now. Like this is not making sense here because this is splitting the numeric value and the bin size is 7.8. Right. So let's not do this right now. Any other suggestion you were saying on this data groups?
No, I think we are good. Thank you for showing that number.
Yeah, right. No problem. So now I'll just go to creating a column. Right. So the way we created the column in Excel, we created another column and we mentioned the formula, right? The similar way, I just clicked on new column. Here I will get the formula bar, right? Here I will write age group. If if I select age, it will automatically give me the options, whichever column is having age as their one. So age in years, I will select. If this column, right, if this column is less than equal to 30, right, then my answer should be 0 to 30, for example. Else if, let's say, or else it is
Do we
greater than
use
30.
comma here or the slash? I mean, in the
No,
formula.
it's a comma.
It's comma.
See, in if loop, it will always be comma because we are separating the condition with the true or false. This is true and this is false, right? That if you're asking about these value, this thing, this is for or that we used, right? So I won't use this right now. So if this column is less than equal to 30, then my answer is 0 to 30. Otherwise, it is greater than 30. Let's see what it will give me. So now I have two options where my age is 0 to 30 or greater than 30. Now here, if you want to add more groups as we did in Excel, you can add with the if loop again. So I'm not doing that because of the time limit. Let me just try to add this in the visual. In this, instead of department, let me just add the age group. Right. So now you can see the sum of salary 0 to 30 is 1,393 million and above 30 is 4,620 million. Right. If you want to add one more bar in this, so instead of this, you can use clustered bar chart, and I can add, let's say, expenses as well with summary. Right. So I will have two bars. You can see for these two age groups, 0 to 30 years, my expense is this, my salary, sum of salary is this. So if you want to add the count of employees, so you can add employee ID as well with the count. Now the count of employee ID will be very insignificant in terms of millions. So it is showing like this. But if I want to change the data label values, I just go to display units. If I want to change it only for count of employee ID, I'll select this series, employee ID, go to display units and none. Right. Now you can see here for my salary, it is 4,620 million. Expenses is 1,914 million. Total employees in this age group is 38,453. Total employees in 0 to 30 age group is 11,547. So this is how you can see. So any question, any doubt on this analysis? Are you guys working like preparing your own dashboard with me?
Yes, Atikant. Would just like to, tease you a little bit. Want to add the age group of 30 to 40 also.
Yes, please. So here, if we add one more, so instead of less greater than 30, I will add one more if the age column, this column is less than equal to 40, then my answer would be 30 to 40, right? Else it is greater than 40.
मामा देखो मेरे
And
को
press enter. Right, so I have three options: 0 to 30, 30 to 40, and greater than 40. So if I go back to the visualization, you will see the changes there. Right, so I have the bifurcation of total count of employees, salary, sum of salary, sum of expenses for each of three groups. Right, sir?
मासी हाँ मासी बोल रही
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay. So I'll just show you more dashboard, more visuals.
I mean, my next question would be, how do I present it to the senior management? How do I pull these dashboards out of Power BI and share it with them?
Thank you so much, Prashant. I was about to ask this question.
Okay, So one way is, so if you have already prepared this, for example, this is my dashboard. Let me just save this file, save as. Right. So if I save this file as HR Merit Learning, right? My file name is this. So for this, you need license. Initially, Power BI gives you 2 months or 3 months of free license. So that is free of cost. But after that, you have to pay, or company will pay for your license. Once you do that, here you have option of publish, right? So once you are happy with your report, once you feel that you have
कुछ
prepared
नहीं
everything,
होगा भाई, क्या होगा?
let me just add one filter to show you that. Let me just add, let's say, gender. This is like slicer, right? The way we added slicer in Excel, this is same, right? Let me just add one more. Let's say I'm adding department. Right, so I'm adding these two filters. Let me
Can
just
you
publish.
unmute us? Can you mute the participant?
I'm not sure like if I am having that privilege. Vilma,
Yeah, I'm doing it. Let me see who is.
so going to your question, how to show these reports to the management. So once you are satisfied with your presentation, once you're done with your Power BI dashboard, what you have to do is go to publish, right? Do you want to save the changes? Yes, save, right? Let me just select a destination. So I have so many destinations as I'm working with various organizations in this. Publishing to Power BI. Right? So this is published to Power BI services. So there are two options. One is Power BI desktop, one is Power BI services. So currently we were on Power BI desktop. This is desktop where you don't need internet. This is offline, right? Now you have to push this online so that the reports are visible or available online. Whenever you share these reports with the management, you can do that. So let me just open this.
Okay, Atikant, is it necessary, say, for example, if I'm sharing this report to, management, that people should also have a setup of BI in their system to have a look on this report, or this
Yes.
can be work even without having Power BI in a system?
No, they should have the license. So these are the workspaces I created in demo. I published 1 second. This is the one, HR Merit Learning. Right, so this is app.powerbi.com. This is a website where all the dashboards are hosted. Right, if I go to full screen, you can see the screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the dashboard. For example, if you check, you are able to do all kind of analysis. If you want to see for mail, all the changes are done, right? So this is the dashboard that you want to represent or share with your management. So there is one share option here, right? So here you will enter the name or email address, that is the person who is within your organization, right? So let's say you're working for Deloitte and you want to share it with your manager. You must be having the email ID only with which Power BI is linked, right? So he or she must be having the Power BI license. You must be having Power BI license, and then you would be able to add the name and send. Simple. And then the person can see the dashboard as it is.
Atikant, so if
Yes.
suppose the person is not having Power BI on their desktop, and I just want to share, the report. I don't want it to be interactive. I just want to
Okay.
give it into my monthly report, like a picture type. So can I just do
So-
copy paste?
Yes, so you can see this is export option.
Hmm.
Click on PowerPoint. You can embed as image, or you can create a PDF out of it as well. So I want to export only the current page, export, right? So this page will be exported as PDF.
Mhm.
Any idea about license cost?
So it will be roughly around 700, 750 per month, Indian rupees.
Indian rupees. Okay.
Yeah, so Power BI license in India. So it is 785 per user per month. This is for Power BI Pro. If you go for premium, that is almost double. It is 1570, but you don't need premium. This is used when you have a large data set. You want to refresh your data every single day, single second. So for those complexities, you would need premium. You are good to go with Power BI Pro. This is 785 rupees per user per month. Right. So right now Power BI is providing, like generally it provides 2 or 3 months of free subscription. So if you go here and log in with your organization's email ID, most probably it will give you 2 to 3 months of free license.
So next question is only for my info. Say for example, if I want that Power BI should be installed in multiple desktop, like 3 to 4. So all the 3, 4 systems should require this individual license, or some or kind of usual process, only IT can buy this license and can install in a number of system. This can be also happen like other.
So if you're asking me if you can use with one email ID, for example, if you have license for one email ID, you can log in with one email ID to 10 desktop or 50 or 100. So that is not a problem.
Okay.
So with one email ID, you can log into various laptops, right?
Okay.
And secondly, if your IT has prohibited to download anything, then you must consult with IT department that you have to download this and you have to install a Power BI desktop. They can help you. They can assist you with
Okay.
that.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah. So if I come back to the report. So sir, you were asking me how to show it to management. I hope the question is clear. You have to publish from here, and once you go to Power BI services.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So from there, you can showcase to the management.
We can, I think the best option is to convert it into export it into PDF. Or
Oh yes, I downloaded, right? 1 second. Let me just show you what it is coming. So this is my PDF that is coming.
Awesome. 80% job done for us.
So you just have to create a PDF and you can attach this to email ID as well.
But the problem with PDF is then you cannot click on slicer.
Yes, definitely.
But
Then
It
slicer.
won't be interactive. It won't be
Yeah.
interactive, but
Yeah.
it would
Yes.
go as a report, monthly
Yeah.
report, which we
Yes.
wanted. That's
For example, if you want to share daily report also, let's say we drill down to weekly report. You are sharing 4 times in a month. So you are preparing the dashboard and you can, it's like a snapshot. You are preparing the PDF and you are sharing with your management. Or you can have a PPT also. There was option of PPT as well. Right. And one of the best part is, which I recently Power BI provided. If you go over here, subscribe to report, right? If you go over here, so you can automatically get the reports on your email ID. For example, I want to subscribe like my email ID. I want to have this every day, daily, let's say at 5:15 p.m. Right? Subject is, this is my HR analytics daily report. This is my subject line. This will show, this dashboard will show me department wise salary and expenses. Right. So I want to see this. I want full report as attachment as well, PDF. Right. Save and close. Now, what will happen is every day at 5:15 p.m. Right now it is 5:05. So I'll show you at 5:15. I'll get an email from Microsoft itself automatically. I will not do anything now. At 5:15 p.m. every day, I'll get a report, whatever the data is there. Right. So this is one of the.
But Atikant, for that you need to update your Excel as well, right? To
Right.
get
For
the
example, yes,
updated
you're right.
data. Yeah, right. Okay.
So for example, this is my Excel, right? You are keeping this list updated right now. Let's say you are adding other record, right? So you keep on adding this, you click Control S, this Excel is saved, right? Now what Power BI will do is, if you go to the data set, this is my data set. So if you see this is my data set, you click on three dots, click on settings, right? So now here you see there is a scheduled refresh. So once I click on, before that I have to add my gateway connection. So I have to install this. Once I install the gateway, it is also free, like there is no additional charge. Once I install the gateway, it will be on, and then I can schedule. So once I schedule this every half an hour or 1 hour, then automatically the Power BI will fetch the latest data. You don't have to do anything, right? So let's say right now it is 506, right? Right now you add some data and I create a schedule refresh here as 5:30 p.m. So whatever changes you have done from 5 to 5:30 p.m., everything will be included in the next refresh. So the next time the person will open the dashboard, he will see the different dashboard. He will not see the same the previous dashboard. He will see the new dashboard. Right? I hope this is clear. Like this is slightly tricky, but highly effective. Right?
Atikant, I want to know, is this the infographics? I mean, what PDF we took, is that the infographics?
You can say that. See, because you won't be able to interact with PDF visuals, right? So whatever it is there, it is there. So you won't be able to change. For example, so generally, what is the difference between dashboard and report? Generally, what we say is dashboards are interactive. Report is like whatever is the snapshot of that particular time. For example, I want to share a report for today, as on today, with my management. So that is like a snapshot, whatever has happened, right? So I don't want to show it interactively, like if my manager can see for HR is this, for QA is this and that, right? For in that case, like your job is done with PDF also, right? But if you really want to show the interactive version, then you have to share it with the email IDs, and then he or she can open on the mobile app also. So you don't have to go to laptop, right? So there is an application in mobile, Microsoft Power BI. You install that, automatically there also you can see the dashboard. So we in our organization we do that. So we have our clients who open at 8 a.m. So if you are in consumer based companies, so you must be knowing in sales, they look at their last day's data set, sales data, like what has happened last year and last day, and in today's what is my target. So all the data set, all the reports they get at 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 10 a.m. So they actually see that every hour.
Yeah, thanks for that explanation. Is this infographics? I mean, infographics, what this term what is used?
So what is the exact meaning of infographic? Let me just see. Info.
I mean, I heard, like infographics is in
I
and
understand.
PPT is out. And so I just wanted to know, is this what is infographics?
So this is the visual representation of information or data. So this is simple chart or diagram, whatever we are doing.
So same what we
Yes.
took it
So
from.
generally, I understand what you're saying is generally infographic is known as animated version of it, right? So if I go to images, let's say. So this is infographic. You can see the roadmap, how the things are going on. This is infographic, right? This is infographic. Generally, this is called infographic, not pie chart and all, but it is a part of that, you can say.
And it is there in Power BI? I mean, can we
No,
take out?
this is something different. So for this, you have different softwares.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so Power BI is not for infographic. This is more of, I think you can prepare this on Adobe. There are so many softwares from Adobe where you
Okay.
can prepare these kind of graphics.
Okay, thanks.
Canva.
Yeah, Canva is also a good idea. So you can prepare that.
Atikant, I want to understand two things in nutshell. First is this third option, the last one next to that table design. that relation
Okay.
you said, right?
This one.
And yeah, and the second is options. Options in that main page you have shown in beginning. You said you will brief us if at all
Which one?
time permits. That first page of Power BI, wherein you are exporting data also. First page. Go back
This is
to
the
this.
this one.
Not exactly. That a first page.
Oh, this one option.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So you have worked on Power BI before?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
I can understand. This is why your question is this. Okay, great. So I understand this is one of the most important thing, data modeling, right? So you must have heard about data modeling. Once you have data, right now we have only one table. So it was very easy for us to create these kind of visuals, right? So whatever we created, so it was very easy. Let's take one example where we will use data modeling, right? So let me just have few tables. Let's say I have one cust ID, cust name, then sales date. Cust ID is 1001, 1002. Cust name is J. Sales is 1000. Sales is 2000. It was on 15th of, and this was 16th of 2023. Right. So this is my customer sales. Right. So this is one table, right? I have one more table over here. Cust ID 1001, 1002, 1003. This is more like my master table, right? So I have all my cust IDs, then cust names, then customer location, right? So 1001 was Ajay and Arvind. Let's add Ajay, Arvind. Then let's say Jana. Location Ajay is in, let's say, Gurgaon. Arvind is in Mumbai. Sanjana is in Bengaluru. Right. So this is my cust master. Right. So now we have two tables over here. Right. So I have not added, let's say I add this as well. 3000. Date was 1603. I can add more customer IDs. Let's say 1002 again. Arvind did the sales on of 1500 on, let's say, 13th of April 2023. Right. So we have this data. Right. I have customer master. I have customer sales. Let me just save this Excel and add into Power BI.
Customer ID for Ajay is changing. Is should not be unique.
Oh, let me check. If no, that should be unique. No, it is unique. 1002.
Sorry.
Because yeah, for each and every name it should be unique, right? So it is unique. So I have these two tables with me. What I'll do is I'll go to another Power BI. I'll have one more file. I'll explain you the purpose of data modeling. Anyone can guide me how to do step by step, like how to import and everything?
Let me try.
Yes, that will be
So,
great.
so go to the get data option. Yeah. Then Excel worksheet. Yeah. Then
Browse
select
customer.
this. Yeah.
Now, whatever tabs we have in this particular sheet, we
So
will
you
have. So we
yeah.
have these two, right? So I'll
Yeah.
select this.
Click the
I will select this.
checkbox and
So once
then
I click the checkbox,
load.
okay. So now we have two tables in this. All right, so you can see in this data, you have two tables, cust_master and customer_sales, right? If I go to data view, I will have customer_master with 3 columns, cust ID, customer name, customer location. If I go to customer_sales, that is cust ID, customer name, sales and date, right? So I have these two tables. If I go to model view, so currently Power BI has automatically detected one relationship between these two. Let me just delete that. And why this was automatically detected? Because if I go to options, so I have check marked like whenever I'm loading, let me just check where it is. In data load, I guess. Yeah. So import relationship or auto detect. So you see over here in relationships, auto detect new relationships after data is loaded. So I have check marked this one. So if I unselect this and click OK, and if I again load the table, right, then I won't get any relationship between the table. So I have to manually do according to my requirements, right? So let's say I want the sales customer name as well as the location of that customer name. So for Ajay is in Gurgaon and Ajay's sale is 1000, right? So if I take all these fields, let's say I want to add a table, right? I want to add customer name, right? I want to add location, right? I want to add the sales. So can you tell me if this is correct or wrong?
I guess it is wrong.
It's wrong. Say some of
Yeah.
sales.
Right. So so what can be the issue? What can be the challenge in this?
Because that relationship is not connected.
Yes. So if we have multiple tables, so we have to connect these tables. So what is the possibility? So if we see in the model view, these two tables, right? These two tables, there is no connection. So if I select location from here, if I select sales from here, there is no connection. So I won't get the correct value. So that is why I'm getting 7500 in each record, because this is my total sales. Right. So how to overcome this is we have to create a relationship between these two tables. So creating relationship, as I told you previously as well, we have to understand which is my primary key. So as I'm saying, this is my customer master. So this is the list of all the customers with their location and name, right? So this is distinct. You can see customer ID is distinct, 1001, 1002, 1003, right? So it is not repeating. This is my master of customers, so it won't repeat. But in customer sales, my customer ID will repeat, because, for example, in Arvind, he did a sales on 13th April, he did a sales on 16th April, right? So I will have multiple records, right? So these are multiple IDs. So this is not my primary key. My primary key is cust ID. So if I connect my cust ID from customer master and drag it to cust ID of customer sales, right? So my relationship has been built. Now, if I go back to my report view, you will see the data is changed. Now this is coming perfectly. For Ajay in Gurgaon, I'm getting sales as 1000. Arvind in Mumbai is getting sales of 3500. Sanjana is getting 3000. So you can see Arvind, who is coming twice, I think, right? So 2000 plus 1500, I'm getting 3500. Right, so this is the reason why we are using model view. So currently we are having only 2 tables. Generally we have 8 tables, 20 tables as well. So for that, it is very complicated. So we have to map each and every table with each other table according to the requirement. I hope I answered your question.
Perfect. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Right. So anyone else who have any question on this? Anything related to Power BI?
No, I think it was a very interesting session. If you could just show just last thing that I want to, I'm curious. So anything
Yes.
that you have created something as a demo, you can show that is the ultimate thing. We are just beginners. So would like to see if we would like to reach at, if we were to reach at your level, something like that. If you just for a minute or two,
Okay.
just, okay, this is the final outcome. The day I will be able to create it on myself, I think I will have
Okay.
reached that level. So
Understood. I'll just show you a couple of reports that were created recently only. Like for example, this was one of the challenge which was given by Maven Analytics. So Maven Analytics is a company, US based company. So they provide monthly challenges for Power BI enthusiasts who want to create reports. So here you can see what is my revenue of the pizza sold, number of pizza sold, number of orders, number of categories. These are all data cards.
So
Right.
how you have created that the buttons, I mean that column
this one?
revenue? Yeah.
So, okay, I'll just show you over here. Going back to this sheet, right? So if I want to add a data card over here, for data card, if you see there is 1, 2, 3, right? This is my card, right? Now, if I want total sum of salaries, because I don't have sales, I will, let's say I want salaries over here. So I'll just select here, select salaries, right? And then you have to beautify that according to the requirements and like how creative we can become. Okay, so this is font size, let's say it is 30, right? Let's say the effects visual border is dark blue, rounded corners, that's 7. Background, let's say we are having light blue, right? And then if we go to label is sum of salary, right? So I want to make it bold. Let's say I want to make it this color, right? Going back, I can change the name of this field. Let's say it is total salaries, right? So this is how I created that data card. So it is up to you what kind of color theme you're using, what kind of you want to use the curves, you want to use anything else. So there are so many options.
This we do not have. This we do not have in Excel. I guess we can create it through developer in Excel. This
No,
data
you can do that without developer also in Excel. But
Okay.
as I said, Power BI is a BI tool, so
Yeah.
it is more suitable to create these kind of dashboards in Power BI. Excel is more of data entry, doing some formulations. If you want to calculate things using VLOOKUP, indexing, matching. So for that, Excel is the best tool. But if we talk about visualization, creating the dashboard, Power BI is number 1. So you can't compare Excel with Power BI. Obviously, both are the tools from Microsoft. Why would they, introduce Power BI if they can have visualization in Excel? Because they know the limitation of Excel.
Can you show your report once again, which you were showing? Yeah.
this is a report or dashboard?
So this is a dashboard. So you won't find any filter over here. So you can see a number of orders with every session in
So this is a
evening.
report,
How many
right?
orders? Come again?
So dashboard should have, I mean, I can play with it, right?
Yeah, you can filter out. If I click here,
Okay.
so it is all interactive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I click on afternoon, you can see from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. I can see this is my afternoon. So everything has been dimmed, and this is how we can play with the data.
Wonderful.
And then what about this border, that blue dark border? How this has come?
So so this is same. If I go back, So currently this is this blue color. I just need to add the background. So if I go to format your visual, go to general, go to effects, right? Let me just add any background color. Let's say I add light yellow, right? So it is similar to that now. So it
No,
is
no.
up to you.
That
Yeah,
is
please.
blue dark border I was talking about. This the
Oh,
on the
shadowing.
no
The
that
extreme left, go to extreme left.
Oh,
That
this one.
yeah
rectangle.
yeah on the edge,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay,
correct.
okay. So this was added on PowerPoint. So what I did was I created a template on PowerPoint and then added in this. So for example, if I click on the dashboard, go to format your report page, go to canvas background. I can add an image from the gallery I have, and then that can become my background, right? So that was created on PowerPoint.
But
Can
it's
you
Understood? Like,
interactive
can you show us now
okay,
if
no
you
issues.
don't mind? Yeah, please.
Yeah. So let's say I create a new PowerPoint, right? So I'm not sure how I created that time, but let me just try like very layman style. For example, I created this border,
Yeah, okay, we are okay with one side, yeah.
right? So I created these two borders, right?
create a box and you can import it there.
Come again. But
You can
then,
create,
yeah, perfect.
create a box.
I did that only that time. So that is a great insight. I can add a box.
And then format the border of the box.
Yes. So here, first of all, my fill should be no fill, and then my border
Outline, yeah.
can
Thick one.
be any color.
Weight should be high.
Yeah, weight should be, let's say 3, or let's more than that. Let's say this is my border, right? Now I have this image. Let's say I save this. I have to save this as image,
Okay.
right? So let's say I save this as PNG, right?
Okay.
This is as background and save. This is just one, right? Now if I go back to this and click here, format your report page, canvas background, click on image. And this is my background PNG, right? Fit, no, image fit should be fit, and transparency is 0, right? So now I can get the border,
Wow.
right? So everything, whatever you see on Power BI, it is not necessary that everything is prepared on Power BI.
Yeah.
So if we have to beautify things, PowerPoint or Canva, these are very good source. So you can create some good visuals on Canva, and then you can import as an image. You just need to go to Canvas background and select this. If you feel you're not getting this, then you have to select a fit, because generally if you select normal and transparency is 100%, you might not get anything, right? So transparency should be 0 to get everything.
Okay, thanks.
One more thing I just wanted to tell you. So currently we have these states, right? Currently the data category is uncategorized. Can you see, right? So this is my state, right? So if I select over here, let me just mention this as state or province,
Okay.
right? So now if I have to create a map to understand, if I, let's say, select this, and let's say I select state in location,
Okay.
right? So if you have data set for India or for all the countries, whatever, you can have all these things. If you want to change the color of these, these are called bubbles over here, right? So you can change the colors. Let's say you want to make it orange, right? And if you want to change according to the particular rule, so you can come over here, like if my sales is greater than 500 or something, then this color, if this is this and this color. So depending on the criterias, you can change the color of the bubbles,
Got it.
right? And if I go back to this dashboard, this is called heat map. So you can see wherever I'm getting the dark color, which are red, that means I am getting more orders over there. wherever I'm getting yellow, that is least order. You will see the darkest colors, 472, 437, these are the highest orders, right? So this is prepared using heat map. So you can see this is my heat map. If I click on and create, I can do that as well, right? So any question related to Power BI, anything which you want me to prepare or share once again, or anything? Or you want me to show more dashboards or something?
Tikant, just one thing. When we are talking about the model view, I saw that the terminology is quite similar to the SQL.
Exactly. Oh, okay. You have worked on SQL?
I have worked on SQL. I know SQL to some
Okay.
extent.
Yes. So you're right. Absolutely.
The cardinalities and all
Yes.
those things. So that will work just like it works in SQL, right?
Exactly. So SQL also is from Microsoft. So the logic is same, totally same. So if you work on primary key, secondary key, foreign key, everything is totally same.
Okay, okay.
Yes. So it will be great if you have questions, we can discuss and we can have more insights. So anyone else who want to share something from their angle or their side, if they feel Power BI can be more stronger or anything like they, if you're not able to understand any particular concept or like anything, please shoot.
Suppose if we'll keep our data on Power BI, then it is possible that can another person can see or another company can see that data
See,
security is there, no? Because it is on net.
Hmm.
Mhm.
A very good question. So we are working on these aspects day in, day out. So
Mhm.
what my understanding is, nothing is safe. So in this field, so right now, if you are speaking, so your phone must be recording what you are wanting. Next day, you will be getting the ad, right? So nothing is safe. Data security is a myth. But in general, Microsoft won't share or won't allow like sharing your data with anyone else, or they won't use that. This is what everyone assumes, and which is true. Like no one is using, so more or less it is safe. But there is a thin line between safety and not safe data.
Hey,
But yeah,
suppose if I'll save my data in Power BI, and it is possible that some other person can also view.
no. Like
No, it
if
is
you
not possible. No?
no.
Okay.
Third person cannot view in that aspect. No.
Sure. Due to that mail ID, no? Security.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Correct.
salary
Correct.
figures are there, Miss.
Yes.
That
That
is
is
there.
possible that the company will not allow to work on that.
No. So if you are adding all the salaries or any valuable things related to company, so that is totally fine. You can work on Power BI. No one else is taking. But in general, Microsoft can like access that, but they don't. But they can. But apart from that, there is nothing else. Like for example, you are uploading on Power BI. I can't see that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that way we write emails on Gmail and they know what I should write. They predict that. So
Exactly.
WhatsApp, same story.
That is fine up to some extent, but it's related to the company salaries and some information. The company will not allow that to share the no.
Yeah.
Right. So related to Power BI or Excel, which tool do you feel is more powerful in terms of ease of preparing? Like what are your thoughts?
Power BI is more presentable in terms of to make the things very lucrative and in a display in presentable manner.
Okay. Yes, true.
So in Excel, doing this copy paste, it is very difficult. Sometimes it may be go beyond the margins, or sometimes it's a time consuming job, we can say,
Yes. So as we were preparing
because
on
it
Power
is
BI,
everything is auto fit.
yes. So here we were working. So it was so easy for us to prepare 4 visuals, and
Yes,
these are looking so beautiful, right? Similarly in Excel, when we were preparing,
Mm.
I'm not sure if I already have like closed the tab. So it was not easy to prepare.
Yes.
So obviously, like there are pros and cons of both the tools.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, I have been working on Excel since years. I've never worked on BI, so it might look a bit. I might take more time while working on it. But
Yes,
yeah, definitely, if you look at the steps, I don't need to create a pivot table and
yes,
then convert it into a graph or
yes,
chart.
right,
So
You
I
can
used to
prepare.
keep one
Sorry.
Excel every month, every week, if I had to report the data, I just used to enter it into that Excel. It slowly got very heavy. And
right.
then I used to go to the pivot charts and refresh data. Then the graphs were there. I just used to copy and paste those graphs on
Mhm.
PowerPoint, which I used to send. So,
Correct, correct.
but yeah, those were heavy. I mean, if there is, you have to paste it as a picture. Otherwise, the link
Mhm.
will be there between PowerPoint and Excel. And since you are
Correct,
not sending the Excel file, the person receiving it will see all values as 0.
right.
Those things are, I mean, those are old things. I mean, not
Great point,
very.
Prashantji. Yes, great point.
So I mean, now I'm used to it. So it's like it seems like more easy to do a VLOOKUP than do a data modeling. Like for that example that you gave, the
Understood.
customer.
But going forward, when we are having more data, so it is very important for us to
Yes.
move.
Now in the
towards-
age of big data and
Yes,
lots of different types of data, discrete data, very
right.
difficult. So I think
Yes,
this would be helpful when uh, we actually work on large chunks of data and different kinds of data. And once we have speed, once we practice,
correct.
but definitely it was a very insightful and interesting session. And thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
showing
much.
the wonderful dashboard in the end also.
Yes, thank you so much, Prashantji. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
it
So
is a
anyone
wonderful
else
session.
who would like to tell anything related to Power BI or Excel?
So I have worked in Excel previously.
Okay.
I think it is a very powerful tool, and somewhere if you are stuck, you can always use the macros and all those things.
Yes,
So in terms of processing, I mean, I'm not fully aware of the capabilities of BI, but I think it's still a very powerful tool.
yes,
But it always had that constraint of presentation.
yes,
That is, I mean, quite beautifully tackled through Power BI, I guess. So it's a good tool for visualizations and presentations.
correct.
And
So
thank you for your nice presentation also.
thank you so much. So as you told about the power of Excel, I totally agree with you. Like working on macros, you can automate your tasks with Excel. You can use VBA scripts. But there is one limitation with Excel that you can't have records more than 10 lakhs, right? So if you have records more than 10 lakhs, then you can't upload the data on Excel itself. So for that matter of fact, you have to use Power BI.